Hi, my name is Nick Burgess, and this is my husband Jeremiah. Already. Just kidding. He would probably be Nick Burgess, not I.
Why is that?
Because you're calm, cool, intelligent like Nick Burgess. And we're not designers, but we're gonna play one on YouTube today, and we're giving a nursery tour. Our nursery. My name is Daniel.
I'm Dennis.
This is Dean, and that's Devin. And this is our fur daughter, Zoe.
Our firstborn.
She's not gonna miss this one. She loves this carpet that looks silly on it. I'm so excited for the boys to sleep in this room. They're still too young to sleep in it, but they will soon. And I'm looking forward to that. Welcome to our nursery, guys. It's such a special corner in our house, a place that we dreamt up together for our boys to enjoy, and we are so happy with how it came out. It has the ideal combination of adventure, of playfulness, and happiness. The room certainly sets the tone for the boys to be able to relax and explore. It's truly a perfect room for two perfect little boys.
So let's talk about the color first. So all the paint came from my family's paint center hardware store called Linda Home Center, linked down below. Once we decided on the color palette and we selected 8 to 9 colors, I printed those in high definition, and with those high definition prints, I used a spectrophotometer from our paint center and I matched the colors perfectly to a T, and those are the colors that we incorporated into this room.
I thought it was important for us to make decisions on this room together. Not that it was only my decision or Dennis's decision, but it was a decision that we both made. So everything from the color palette to the last detail, I wanted to make sure that him and I were on the same page and really develop this room together, because I felt like it was important, right? Not just one or the other.
Yeah, so he put together like multiple palettes, and we kind of chose some colors here and there until we decided on the full palette for this room.
And I knew right away that I wanted to do a mural, right? I love to paint, even though I don't paint that often, and I knew I wanted to push myself in order to paint. And I think that in the beginning it was a beautiful experience. I was singing and painting, and then after the third day I was like, oh, this is so much work. And I think what happens is that I have the vision, but I don't necessarily have the ability or the talent to get it right away, because I'm not used to painting. So there was...
Well, I would say you definitely have the talent. It just takes a little bit of patience, which you weren't ready for.
Yeah, so the painting took like 2 weeks. It was an emotional roller coaster. I'll show a video of one day right before I started. You know, it was just emotional. It was emotional because we finally were having children and we were getting started on the nursery, and it was something that was super extra special and something that we had been looking forward to, so I lost it. It's excitement and it's extremely overwhelming because it's something that I've always wanted. I just haven't stopped crying this whole entire process. I've been a hot mess, and the joy is like nothing I've ever experienced, and they're not even here yet. As most of you know, I love design and I love to decorate, and to have the opportunity to do it for our boys is just so much. I love the way that the mural came out. Like I said, it took weeks to finish, but thank God we're in this pandemic, and I had all the time in the world to do it and redo it and take it out and erase and move it and change it.
Yeah, he did go over certain aspects a few times until he got it just right. Even though I liked the way it looked originally, I thought it was gorgeous. He was very specific on his vision for the wall, so I just let him go over it and do whatever he needed to do to make it just right.
And that's exactly what happened. It is absolutely perfect. It's calming, and I think the boys are gonna love it.
So this back wall is a forest, and then the forest drags around the second wall, and then that turns into a mountain range.
So our cribs, let's take a look at the cribs. The cribs is actually an IKEA hack.
Yeah, so originally we were gonna buy our cribs from a company overseas, and it would take I think 6 to 8 weeks to construct and ship over. And then the pandemic came and we did not have enough time to get all that done before the kids were born. So we had to improvise and we created an IKEA hack.
So our friends at Wood Creations based here in Miami helped us out. We wanted to create this tree house kind of vibe. So we took an IKEA crib and we built this frame around it and then stained it so it's all the same. We needed two that were exactly the same, and that's exactly what happened. I love the way that they turned out. I had these little canopies made.
Yeah, I think because the crib comes in a uncoated or unpainted wood, I think it's a pine, we were able to add on other wood elements to it and then paint it all together to create a cohesive paint color.
And we ended up going with this hack because it's hard to find a crib that has a matching dresser, especially when you're talking about woods, right? So we picked this color, and then we had Wood Creations make a custom dresser that has reclaimed wood on the outside, and it's stained the same exact color as the crib. And I love the way that it comes out because it has just enough rusticness to make it adventure-ish.
You know, it still has a smooth surface on the tops and the bottoms and the sides. So the inside is also wood.
It's a very sturdy piece of furniture.
Yeah, and then we didn't know what to do for the window treatment, so we decided to have them construct a valance made out of the same reclaimed wood, just to try to keep it all very cohesive and all very easy flowing with all the woods. Because we also have a dark wood on the floors, we didn't want to create too many different woods or incorporate too many species or colors of woods.
I think with nurseries, the trick is using different textures, and I think that's exactly what we were able to do with this room. And I believe that having these three elements of the same wood in the same color helps tie the room together nicely.
Yeah, and it allows us to incorporate other colors and maybe other features or types of wood in the accents.
Speaking of accents, this little accent table feels like it's perfect for the room, right? The colors are exactly like the colors on the wall, and I had already painted the wall, and then I found this at Home Goods.
Yeah, it was like perfection.
God bless Home Goods.
Yes.
The perfect little table.
Yeah, they were closed for quite a bit, so he was so eager to get into a Home Goods to find some of these little pieces that we needed. So I think he went around to I don't know how many Home Goods when they started opening up again after the pandemic closures.
True story.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the color of it, and I love the rope detail on it. I think that that's really what inspired the rest of the room to take shape, because the rope detail gave us that adventure and that treehouse vibe that I was kind of leaning towards. The first piece of rope that is in the actual room, and then you'll find other elements in the room that have rope, like the shelf in the back there.
So incorporating the rope into the lamp and the tables and the curtains helps blend all these elements together.
So there's some items in the room that have some sentimental value, like this little car was actually my father. My father passed away to cancer. So I love that I have a little piece of him in this room.
This quilt was crocheted by my grandmother, who is still alive, but I believe it was done about maybe 36 to 40 years ago. It's great to have it in here. It still looks brand new, has no stains, and looks pretty amazing. I actually didn't know she could do that.
It's a great little heirloom for our boys. So these little bears we got from our IVF clinic, and when we got our heartbeats, they gave us these little bears, and it has their heartbeat on it.
So each one is for each of the babies. So they're two different heartbeats, and you can hear them very differently.
So we love these little bears. I felt like when we left our IVF clinic and they gave us this, shout out to Boca Fertility, thank you guys for being amazing and helping us grow our family. We walked out with something, right? And
yeah, I actually felt like we had a little piece of our babies with us, and I turned them on quite often just to hear them, and we carried them, and we played with our dog, showing, try to incorporate our babies and tell her that there's babies on the way. Not sure if she understood that, but we definitely tried.
So we love this little detail.
Okay, so for the rug, We definitely wanted something that will take over a little bit of the room. We didn't want something rectangle because we have so many rectangle elements already incorporated in the room. So we felt like using a round shape would really bring everything together and tie all the pieces together. We decided on something very plush. We wanted something that was comfortable, something where we can throw ourselves on the floor. We actually made this rug with my company, Zen Flooring, which is another company that we own, that's a family business as well. We picked something that was plush, very soft. We measured the space that we wanted to cover, and then we had the edges balanced perfectly to fit the space. And the carpet is so soft. It really is so soft. So I come in here and I just throw myself on there. We put the babies on the floor. Even the dog loves to be in here. She loves to like wrestle and just rub her back on this. So this piece right here is actually very sentimental to us. It is where we were able to incorporate our surrogate Tiffany into the baby's nursery.
Our amazing, incredible surrogate Tiffany. We
The
met
best.
her when we set out to start our own family. We were open to having a relationship with our surrogate or not, whatever the surrogate wanted. And it just ended up being that we have built a beautiful relationship with her, and we can't wait to continue that relationship and let it grow. So she definitely had to be included in this room because she's such a special part of our lives, and we wanted our boys to know how special she is to us. Our surrogate Tiffany, right before we left the hospital, gave us a little gift for the room, which are these little bear stools, which I hate when people give us gifts as decorations because they don't always go, but these couldn't be any more perfect for the room, and I love that she gave it to us because it's again incorporating her into the room and constant reminder of her and her love. Yep. And then the last part of this tour is their closet. Voila! So, their closet. So this is the boys' closet. It's a big closet. We're Cuban American, and no Cuban American household is complete without violetas.
Oh my God!
It's
yes,
the
spray.
scent of.
Spray. It's not mint. It's supposed to be on the body, not in the mouth.
I'm sorry, I got excited. We'll definitely be spraying our boys with that. Basically, the boys have anything and everything that you can ever dream of. Right now, we have everything from preemie clothes to newborn to up to 3 months. We have a bin downstairs that has 6 months
And
to
on, yeah.
a year that I don't want to take out yet, but I do want to point out some of my favorites. So these were the outfits that they came home in. I also had little pants on them, but so cute. I love it. It has very sentimental value, and it was also comfortable because
And it's so you.
we had a 4-hour car ride, so
Yes.
I'm glad to have it. And look at these shoes. They're so cute. I have a pair of these. I have several pairs of these, so I'm glad that the boys. I have to wait 3 months for them to wear this, but I cannot wait. I love these shoes. Well, we hope you enjoyed our twin nursery tour.
This has definitely been our favorite room to put together, hands down.
Absolutely. Sending you much love from the Marzoa family. Thank you guys for watching.
Take care.